Welcome to the Euro 2020 betting show from the Action Network.
Hello, and welcome back to the Action Network's Euro 2020 soccer betting preview show. I'm Michael Leboff, the soccer editor here at Action, and joining me today, Anthony DeBundo, draped in his beautiful Italian flag, coming to us from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and BJ Cunningham in what looks to be a beautiful Czech Republic jersey. Oh, yeah, look at that. Like the guys are ready. I've got my Everton shirt on. I'm ready to go. Quarterfinals, Euro 2020, 8 teams left. Some surprises. Obviously, we lost France, Germany, and the Netherlands in the round of 16. Chaos reigned supreme. Extra time games all over the place. Will things settle down in this round? I don't know. Probably not. That's what the Euros are all about. But let's get started. Friday, we got July 2nd, a noon kickoff between the surprising Swiss and the dominant Spanish team. Obviously, Switzerland coming in as a pretty big underdog, near 5-1 on the three-way money line. The draw sitting around 3-1. Spain odds on around -155 at the time of recording. And the two advance line, I mean, obviously even deeper for Spain. They're -305 at the current price. And Switzerland +230. BJ, we've seen Spain. They obviously played a crazy game against Croatia, 5-3 in extra time. They posted like almost five expected goals or something like that, almost 4 expected goals. They gave up a lot of expected goals. I don't know if we can even take anything from that match other than it was so much fun. It was great to see our guy Alvaro Morata score. But in this one, do you think that they're just a bridge too far for the Swiss team? Is this fairy tale coming to an end?
It might be. I mean, this is going to be another match where Spain's just going to dominate the game and dominate possession. I mean, their 4 matches, they've held over 60% possession, and they've outshot their opponents 70-23, which is almost insane. And, you know, that first match against Sweden, they kind of struggled to break down their 2 low blocks of 4, and then they showed over the tournament that they were able to beat that low block from Slovakia, and then also the low block from Czech Republic after they went up 1-0. And this is going to be another match where they're going to have to break down a low block from Switzerland. But Switzerland's low block actually hasn't been that great. In their 2 matches against France and Italy, they've allowed both of those opponents to create a total of 6 expected goals. They've had 67 touches in their own penalty area, and they've been outshot 43-23. So, and they're going to be facing a team that's created the most chances of anybody in this tournament so far. Now, on the other hand, Switzerland has looked lethal on the counter. Their expected goals numbers aren't quite what Spain's are, but they have the 4th most passes that have led to a shot. They have the 5th most touches in the opponent's penalty area, and they have the 5th most shot creating actions. And I do think the Swiss does have some pace to get behind Spain's back line, which Croatia didn't really show for most of the match until they got down 3-1. Breel Mbolo has a ton of pace getting behind there. And Spain's their center backs aren't very good in the air. So Seferovic had the header against France. He might be able to get a couple chances on the cross here. So I actually think this is going to be another open, high-scoring game similar to how the Croatia-Spain match went. So I'm going to go over 2.5 goals at anything up to -125.
Yeah, the expected goals for both these teams kind of support that argument. We're talking nearly 20 expected goals created between the two of them. Obviously, Spain's done the lion's share of it, and then nearly 14 allowed, maybe just a tick over 14 allowed. Obviously, score effects had a pretty big part in that in the last 2 games. Is both of these teams were involved in insane games where a team went up 3-1 and blew that lead late. Anthony, do you think it's just going to be chaos ball, goals everywhere, another repeat of what we saw from these 2 teams last week?
Yeah, Switzerland really impressed me against France. I thought they were the better team for the first hour. Obviously, a lot changed on that penalty miss from Ricardo Rodriguez. France had a period of dominance, but credit the Swiss for not giving up. I'm a little bit concerned with 2 things for Switzerland here. One is the travel. They played their first game in Azerbaijan, then went to Rome, then went back to Azerbaijan, then went to Bucharest, Romania, and are now going north to St. Petersburg. So it's a lot of travel. They've traveled more than any team in the tournament. And granted, Xhaka, their holding midfielder, isn't going to be available in this game because of the yellow card suspension rules. So I can't get behind Switzerland. I have my 65-1 that I'm sitting on and I will be praying for. But I think Spain's the better team here. The number seems about right to me. For me playing this game, I'm looking to play a live over. I think there's going to be a cagey start again, similar to the last games for the couple of the teams. Maybe 20-minute period of feeling each other out. And then I'm going to look to get in live over because I agree with BJ. Croatia didn't even have a center forward at times, and they were able to win a lot of headers and a lot of get a lot of crosses into the box. That's where Spain's vulnerable. And between our guy Steven Zuber and Kevin Mbabu, there's going to be a lot of crosses coming in to Seferovic and Embolo. We just mentioned him. He has the highest expected threat numbers in the whole tournament, which is dribbles, passes leading to shots and chances. He's been really good at picking the ball up and then running right into the penalty area. So he's going to be a tough defend for Spain, who really concerned me with their defense in the game against Croatia.
All right, then. So if we're looking at the over in that match. We're looking at a much better defensive team as the headliner in the Friday 3 p.m. match. That's Italy. They're plus 135 favorites on the three-way money line at the time of recording. Belgium plus 240, the draw at plus 210. And then Italy is minus 155 to advance, with Belgium at plus 120 at the moment. I think a lot of people will probably go to Italy in this match when the lineups kind of get shaken out and it's confirmed that, Kevin De Bruyne isn't playing and maybe Eden Hazard isn't playing. And obviously there's no reason not to, I don't think, right? We've seen Belgium honestly hasn't been that impressive yet in this tournament. Maybe this is a game where they come out, but boy, to do it against Italy and the way they're playing is a pretty tall ask. Anthony, you're draped in an Italian flag. Do you like the number on your home country?
I do. Belgium played two good teams in this tournament. They played Denmark, they played Portugal. They lost XG in both games. They pretty much had almost nothing in either game until De Bruyne came on the second half against Denmark and had a couple great moments. Going back to that Portugal game, they had two passes into the penalty area. They took one shot from inside the penalty area and had nothing in the second half. Obviously, they were sitting deep. Game state plays a role in that. But even sitting deep, they weren't able to keep Portugal from getting off 15 second half shots, 15 passes into the penalty area. There's just isn't playmaking in this team. Rui Patricio probably should have saved the Torgan Hazard shot as well. So when you look at this Belgium team, I don't know how they create against Italy's defense, which has been better than I thought it was going to be. Italy, first in shot creating actions. Belgium is 16th. Belgium, pretty mediocre, looked only good in two games, and that was against two pretty awful Finland and Russia team. So for me, I love Italy here, money line. They've allowed the fewest expected goals in the tournament and the fifth fewest passes into their own penalty area. They're just going to dominate this game. I think Spinazzola up the left wing is kind of the difference maker here. I think their ability to overload Belgium's defense could cause a lot of problems. And Belgium doesn't really press well. And we saw Austria had some success in the midfield at disrupting Italy and keeping, the ball out of their own area for a while until the end. Belgium lowest pressing rate, success rate in the tournament, and pretty low in terms of total pressures too. So not a ton from Belgium that I'm impressed with. I've been waiting. I faded them against Portugal. They got me, but I'm coming back again, and we're going with Italy to win.
Yeah, weirdly, it's been the Belgium defense that has kind of been the more impressive part of their game, right? 3.31 expected goals against through their first four matches. Italy, better than that at plus 235. So you wonder maybe if there is a good argument here for the under, especially because Belgium is not really creating too many scoring chances. I think that's where I'm looking at. And I kind of like the draw a little bit because I am expecting a low event game. And I think most people will be expecting it to be a much more high event just because of the two teams that are playing. And then you got the strikers like Lukaku involved. BJ, what are you thinking for Belgium and Italy?
I'm going to actually agree with Anthony here. If you want a good snapshot of what Belgium kind of looks like without Kevin De Bruyne in the lineup, that first half against Denmark, I think is a perfect picture of how much they rely on him to create in the final third. In that first half, they were outcreated 1.37 expected goals to 0.1. And even against Portugal, when they went up a goal, they tried to sit back in a low block, but you could really tell throughout the match that's not how they want to play. They're a team that's really, a lot of their success is dictated on having possession, which is very similar to Italy as well. So it'll be interesting to see who's the aggressor in this match, who wants to take possession. But I do agree with Anthony that, Italy really struggled against Austria's press. And like Anthony said, Belgium is they are very low pressure rate. So I'm going to agree with Anthony here. I think that if the Belgians get caught back into a low block, I think Italy will be able to dominate them. So I'm going to agree with Anthony and take Italy's money line of anything plus 120 or better.
One more thing, De Bruyne, the highest percentage of chances created for one individual to one team in the entire tournament thus far, 37%.
There you have it. Well, we thank you once again for watching the Action Network's Euro 2020 soccer betting preview show, and we'll be back for Saturday's quarterfinal matches, and we'll find out again if it's coming home.
For all the updated information on the Euros, go to theactionnetwork.com and download the Action Network app and enjoy the games.